University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. Down, but by no means out. Yet, anyway. Two more teams who lost their first-round matches, but did so with scores equalling or exceeding winning scores in other fixtures, compete tonight for the last of the 16 places in the second round. Now, the team from University College London suffered only a very narrow defeat at the hands of Trinity College Oxford, with 145 points to 160 at the gong. Strengths on that first outing included Henry I, Alexander von Humboldt, the Hughes Medal and famous paintings at Holcombe Hall. With an average age of 22, let's meet the UCL team again.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm from Whitchurch in Hampshire, and I'm studying history.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm from Chelmsford, and I'm studying for an MSc in neuroscience.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Robert Gray. I'm from Kingston upon Thames, and I'm doing a PhD in cell biology.
Hello, my name's Omar. I'm originally from Kabul and I study mathematics.
Now, it was also a close shave for St Hugh's College Oxford in their first-round match, and they too lost by a 15-point margin, in their case, to Emmanuel College Cambridge. Going down to -5 on the first question perhaps wasn't helpful, but they quickly redeemed themselves on quantum mechanics, Allen Ginsberg, and paintings of Westminster Bridge to have 155 points at the gong. With an average age of 21, let's meet the St Hugh's team again.
Hi, I'm Kazi Elias. I'm from Cambridge and I'm reading history.
Hi, I'm Ewan Granger. I'm from Shrewsbury in Shropshire and I'm studying biological sciences.
And here's their captain.
Hello, I'm Daniel DeVeza. I'm from Manchester and I'm studying earth sciences.
Hi, I'm Aidan Megan. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., and I'm studying for a master's degree in art history.
Shall we just get on with it? Fingers on the buzzers, here's your first start of a 10. Quote, a woman, especially if she have the misfortune of knowing anything, should conceal it as well as she can. Who wrote those words in a novel published posthumously in 1818?
UCL Allenson.
Jane Austen.
Correct. From Northanger Abbey, you get a set of bonuses on birds, UCL. Spink and shelled apple are dialect names for which bird? Carl Linnaeus gave it the binomial Fringilla coilebs after the Latin for bachelor when he observed that the female migrates further south in winter than the male.
Fringilla? Maybe no, Turnus sterna, that's Latin name. It's something else. It's not sparrow.
Swallow.
Swallow. It's not swallow. No. Just say a bird. Okay, no, it's fine.
Swallow.
It's the chaffinch. Which bird does Bottom refer to as the ouzel cock in Midsummer Night's Dream? It's also known poetically as the merle.
It's like ouzel cock, not like a peacock or something, or...
Yeah, peacock. Midsummer Night's Dream, the cockatoo.
Something
Cuckoo. I thought I didn't know that.
Cuckoo, maybe?
Cuckoo.
No.
Cuckoo.
No, it's the blackbird. Okay. Found in the west of mainland Britain, the ring ouzel is a member of the family given what common name, for which the Latin is turdus?
Oh, that's blackbirds and thrushes.
Thrushes. Yeah.
Thrushes.
Thrush is correct, yes. 10 points for this. In linguistics, what six-letter term describes words such as kith, wend, shrift and petard that occur only in set phrases or idioms and are otherwise obsolete? In paleontology, the same term denotes a relic of an organism buried and then permanently preserved, often in...
UCL Gray.
Fossil.
Fossil is correct. These bonuses are on crime and punishment in the Old Testament, UCL. In which book of the Old Testament is it commanded, do not plant your field with two kinds of seed and do not wear clothing woven of two kinds of material? It is the only book of the Bible named after a tribe of Israel.
Yeah.
Levite.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Leviticus.
Correct. In the second book of Kings, the prophet Elisha is mocked for his baldness by children from the town of Bethel. As a punishment for this, 42 of the town's children were torn to pieces by what animals?
Bears.
Bears.
Correct. In the book of Genesis, Canaan is rendered a servant of servants unto his brethren as punishment for the disrespectful actions of Ham towards which biblical figure who was also his father?
wasn't Noah the father of Ham?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Noah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Noah?
Noah's correct. 10 points for this. Following the armistice in November 1918, troops of France and which other country occupied the Rhineland town of Neustadt? The king of the country...
St Hughes Elias.
Belgium.
No, you lose 5 points. The king of the country in question, Rama VI, had declared war in 1917 in an attempt to escape unequal treaties imposed by Western powers.
UCL Rai.
Italy.
No, it's Siam or Thailand. 10 points for this starter question. What 6-letter word links the star also known as Alpha Geminorum, the plant from which ricin is obtained, the genus of rodents to which...
UCL Dowell.
Castor is correct. The bonuses this time are on physics, UCL. Born in 1824, which German physicist coined the term black body radiation? He gives his name to various laws applying to spectroscopy, radiation, thermochemistry and electric circuits.
Black body radiation.
Wrong, because we know.
Helmholtz could be.
Yeah.
More waves, isn't it? But yeah,
I can't think of another one. Helmholtz?
No, it's Gustav Kirchhoff. According to one of Kirchhoff's laws of spectroscopy, if light with a continuous spectrum passes through a cool, low-density gas, what type of spectrum is produced?
Discrete spectrum, I guess. Discrete?
No, it's absorption. And finally, Kirchhoff's current law of electric circuits says that the sum of all currents in a set of wires that meet at a point should add up to what?
It's the set of currents that leave. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's just zero. It's zero.
Zero is correct. We're going to take a picture right now. For your picture starter, you'll see a map of part of England and Wales. 10 points if you can identify the Metropolitan Administrative Unit highlighted in green, named after its largest settlement.
UCL Rai.
Bradford.
Bradford is correct, yes. Your bonuses are 3 more of England's metropolitan boroughs highlighted in green. For 5 points, I simply need you to identify them. Firstly...
Lancashire.
Sheffield, isn't it?
No,
It's West, it's East Lancashire.
East Lancashire. So it's
Hebden Bridge, Tolmerton.
No, that's. What's in East Manchester?
Let's have it, please.
Hebden Bridge?
No, that's the metropolitan borough of Oldham. Secondly...
Yeah.
Oh, that's Coventry. I think it's Coventry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're from the region, then.
Yeah,
So
you
you're from there. Come on.
Coventry?
no, it's Solihull. And finally...
Okay, that's a Wirral.
No,
That's the Wirral.
Okay. You sure it's not Liverpool?
It's the Wirral. I'm pretty sure it's the Wirral.
You sure it's not
Wirral Peninsula?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
The Wirral.
Correct. 10 points for this. The code number 9 and the descriptor phenomenal, corresponding to a height of over 14 metres, is the largest value of a scale measuring what natural phenomenon?
UCL Gray.
Waves?
Wave height at sea is correct, yes. You get a set of bonuses this time on the biographer Claire Tomalin. Firstly, who was the subject of Claire Tomalin's first biography, published in 1974? The author of Thoughts on the Education of Daughters, she died in 1797, soon after the birth of her daughter, Mary.
Mary Wollstonecraft.
How do you say it?
Mary Wollstonecraft.
Mary Wollstonecraft?
Correct. Mrs. Jordan's profession concerns the actress Dora Jordan, a paramour of which future king? Together they had 10 illegitimate children, all of whom took the surname Fitzclarence.
I'm pretty sure it's William IV.
You sure?
Yes.
William IV?
Correct. In The Invisible Woman, Claire Tomalin tells the story of Nellie Turnham's relationship with which 19th century novelist of whom Tomalin published a biography in 2011?
Charles Dickens?
Yeah, I think Dickens is quite
Yes,
right.
Dickens.
Yes,
Yes,
it is,
yeah.
Dickens?
Correct. So we're going to take another start question now. Economic control is not merely control of a sector of human life which can be separated from the rest. It is the control of the means for all our ends. Which Nobel laureate made that argument against socialism in his book, The Road to Serfdom?
St Hughes Megan.
Hayek?
Friedrich Hayek is correct. Right, St Hughes, your bonuses are on memory. In 1885, Hermann Ebbinghaus described what process as a curve? The US psychologist Daniel Schachter later deemed it to be an essential function of human memory, allowing it to work efficiently.
Learning curve. Yeah, learning curve.
No, it's forgetting. Schachter described the ways in which memory formation and retrieval can malfunction, including misattribution and bias. How many sins of memory did he detail in total?
7.
It is 7, correct. Which US psychologist discussed the unreliability of recovered memory in The Formation of False Memories, a 1995 paper co-authored with Jacqueline Pickrell?
Pinker.
No, it was Elizabeth Loftus. 10 points for this. Pathfinders, the golden age of Arabic science, and Paradox, the 9 greatest enigmas in physics, are works by which scientist and broadcaster?
UCL Gray.
Jim Al-Khalili.
Correct. Right, your bonuses are on calques, or loan translations. That is, words and expressions that originated in another language and were translated into English. Firstly, loan word, thought experiment, and worldview are terms that were originally translations from which language?
German.
Correct. Brainwash, paper tiger, and running dog are all translations of terms in which language?
I think it's Chinese because Mao called a country a paper tiger.
That sounds right.
Okay, but it sounds Chinese. So yeah. Chinese.
Chinese is correct. What language is the origin of loan translations, including free verse, staircase wit, and the name of the flower, forget-me-not?
It's French because staircase with l'esprit de l'escalier.
Okay, yeah.
French.
French.
Correct. 10 points for this. Originally used to refer to the practice of drawing a person into marriage with someone regarded as socially inferior, which verb is now more generally used to mean to undervalue or to lower in esteem?
St. Hughes Megan.
Sandbag.
No.
UCL Dull.
Discount?
No, it's disparage. 10 points for this. In biochemistry, which amino acid has a side chain with the structure CH2SH? It is one of the building blocks of keratin.
UCL Gray.
Cysteine.
Correct. These bonuses are on transuranium elements. Discovered in 1974, element number 106 was named after which US Nobel laureate? He and his co-workers discovered 8 transuranium elements between 1941 and 55.
I'm sure it's Glenn Seaborg. Seaborg, okay. Seaborg.
Seaborg.
Correct. Atomic number 96. Which element was discovered by Seaborg and his team in 1944 and named after 2 other chemists who'd done groundbreaking work in radioactivity?
Curium.
Correct. And finally, for 5 points, produced in 1955 by the bombardment of Einsteinium with helium, which actinoid was named after the Russian who developed the periodic table?
Mendelevium.
Correct. Right, we're going to go to the music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music. 10 points if you can identify the band.
UCL Rai.
REM.
Indeed, it was REM, yes. Now, according to Spotify, that song, It's the End of the World as We Know It, experienced a significant increase in the number of listeners the day after the 2016 US presidential election. Your bonuses are 3 more songs that had a similar upsurge in their number of Spotify listeners on November the 9th, 2016. Firstly, name either of the people listed as artists for this song.
Tears of Fears, yeah.
There's 2 different. Tears for Fears is
Mad World.
Yeah, Tears of Fears is one of them. The other guy.
I don't know the other guy. I'd say Tears for Fears.
I don't know.
I said either.
But I think this recording.
Tears of Fears.
We don't know the guy, so we might as well go Tears for Fears. Unless you think.
Yeah, fine.
Tears for Fears.
It's Gary Jules and Michael Andrews, the 2 artists. That's Mad World. Secondly, name the artist on this song.
How much a dollar really costs? The question is detrimental. Paralyzed in my thoughts. Parasites in my stomach keep me with a gut feeling.
Kendrick Lamar.
Correct. And finally...
Yeah, stop rolling your joint.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley and the Wailers is correct. Right, 10 points for this. I need a precise 3-word name here. Players assume the role of a powerful wizard known as a planeswalker In which trading...
St. Hughes Meakin.
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering is correct, yes. So your bonuses are on fiction, St. Hughes. Write from experience and experience only, and try to be one of the people on whom nothing is lost. These are the words of which novelist in his 1884 essay, The Art of Fiction?
No, I don't.
No.
Pass.
It's Henry James. The Theory of the Novel is a 1916 work by which Hungarian-born literary critic and Marxist philosopher? His other books include Soul and Form and History and Class Consciousness.
Nominate Elias.
Lukács.
Lukács is correct. Based on a series of lectures he gave at Cambridge University, Aspects of the Novel is a 1927 work by which novelist?
Cambridge, 1927. Cambridge.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know, sorry.
That was E.M. Forster. 10 points for this. The string quartet From My Life, featuring in its final movement a sustained shrill note said to represent the onset of deafness, is an autobiographical piece of...
St. Hughes Meakin.
Smetana.
Smetana is correct. You get a set of bonuses on painting and photography, St. Hughes. The work of the British fashion photographer Corinne Day includes a series of images that appeared in the July 1990 issue of The Face magazine. Whose career was launched by these photographs?
1990. Twiggy with Kate Moss, or was that 2 ago? Kate Moss.
Kate Moss.
Kate Moss is correct. Which British pop artist created Kate, a 2013 photo collage featuring numerous images of Kate Moss?
British.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
2013. Hurst. Yeah, Damien Hirst.
Damien Hirst.
That was Peter Blake. In 2005, which painter's portrait of Moss as a pregnant and reclining nude sold for £3.9 million at auction?
I don't know.
Leibowitz.
No, it was Lucian Freud. 10 points for this. Born in 1853, which Dutch physicist gives his name to the force exerted on a moving electric charge by magnetic...
UCL
Lawrence.
Lawrence is correct. You get a set of bonuses this time on plastics and their recycling codes. In each case, name the plastic from the description. You can give me the full name or the abbreviation. Firstly, recycling code 1, used in bottles for water and soft drinks.
Polyethylene, I think.
Yeah, polyethylene. Yeah.
Polyethylene.
Polyethylene terephthalate or polythene, I'll accept that. Recycling code 3, used in window frames and water pipes, secondly.
Perspex.
Yeah, that's right. You sure?
Yeah. Water pipes.
Well, it's used in window. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Perspex.
No, it's PVC. And finally, recycling code 6, used in rigid packaging, costume jewellery and CD cases.
CD cases. Costume jewellery.
It's acrylic? Acrylates? Acrylates?
Acrylate.
Yeah, I think so.
Acrylate.
No, it's PS or polystyrene. 10 points for this. What is the first adjective in John Keats's Ode to Autumn? It precedes the word fruitfulness.
UCL Dowell.
Mellow.
Mellow is correct, yes. You get a set of bonuses on American musicals of the 2010s. Firstly, for 5 points, which winner of the 2015 Tony Award for Best Musical is based on the graphic memoir of the same name by the cartoonist Alison Bechdel?
That, to be honest.
Musical.
No ideas. Yeah, I have no idea this one.
We don't know.
I'm afraid we don't know.
It's Fun Home. Secondly, beset by production difficulties and injuries to performers and with music and lyrics by Bono and The Edge, a musical based on which Marvel comic character opened officially in 2011?
Spider-Man.
Correct. Elder Price and Elder Cunningham are missionaries in Uganda in which musical? Its songs include I Believe and Joseph Smith, American Moses.
The Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon is correct. We're going to take another picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a photograph of an actor. 10 points if you can identify him, please.
UCL
John Hurt.
John Hurt is correct, yes. He died in January 2017. For your picture bonuses, I want you to identify 3 of Hertz' notable film and television roles. For the point, I'll need both the name of the character and the title of the film or television series in question. Firstly, for 5.
Oh, it's 1984. Winston
Winston Smith, yeah.
1984.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely it.
Winston Smith in 1984.
Correct. Secondly,
Claudius, is that on
Was
Claudius?
it not Caligula? No, it's Claudius, yes.
So who does he play?
Who does he play in?
Which one is
it?
it?
Claudius,
That's him.
Jerry Jacobi's Claudius, so it's not
Yeah.
him.
Is it Caligula then?
Could it be
Caligula.
Nero?
Caligula.
Caligula
Could it be
in
Nero?
Caligula, he looks sickly.
Yeah, it looks. I think
Say
it's
that
like Caligula.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Caligula in I, Claudius.
correct. Finally,
Quentin Crisp. Yes, Quentin Crisp, the naked civil servant.
Nice. Quentin Crisp in The Naked Civil Servant.
correct. 10 points for this. Chicken noodle, cream of mushroom and split pea appear together in the context of the work of which artist?
UCL down.
Andy Warhol.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses on biochemistry, UCL. What name is commonly given to carboxylic acids that consist of a carboxyl group attached to a hydrocarbon chain? Examples include stearic acid and linoleic acid.
Fatty acids.
Fatty acids.
Correct. What adjective is applied to fatty acids that contain at least one carbon-carbon double bond?
Unsaturated.
Unsaturated.
Correct. What is the common name of the unsaturated fatty acid that is the primary constituent of olive oil?
Oleic acid. Oleic acid.
Oleic acid.
Correct. 10 points for this. In measuring length, how many picometers are there in an angstrom?
UCL Grey.
100.
Correct. Your bonuses this time, UCL, are on France. In each case, give the predominant cardinal direction in which one would travel in the shortest straight line from the first city to the second. For example, Calais to Paris is south. Firstly, Dijon to Lyon.
Southeast. Southeast.
Dijon, where is Dijon?
No, it'll be southwest, I think.
Are you sure?
Isn't it just north, south,
I'm
east,
pretty
and
sure
west?
Lyon is very south. Very south.
No,
Lyon's
Lyon
south.
is south, but Dijon's a bit of points out even more, I think.
Okay.
You sure it's south, is it?
Wait,
Southeast, surely.
Is it a wine? Is it a wine region? Dijon?
should we say south? Oh, it's definitely
South.
not
Come
south.
on, let's have it.
South.
South is correct.
Oh, nice.
Secondly, Aix-en-Provence to Montpellier.
That's
So Montpellier's right, isn't it? South.
It's just
Montpellier is near.
Well, Aix-en-Provence is also that's
Yeah,
like
it's on the-
central
yeah,
south,
right.
and then Montpellier is
It's west. It's west.
West.
Yeah.
West is correct. Finally, Rouen to Dieppe.
Yes, in Belgium.
Is it
I think.
north?
Lyon's quite
Is
far
it
north,
north?
isn't it?
Dieppe's like Brittany or
Okay,
something.
east.
No, it's north.
Sorry.
Right, there's 5 minutes to go and 10 points for this. Star and Key of the Indian Ocean is a motto that appears in Latin on the coat of arms of which island nation?
UCL Grey.
The Maldives.
No, you lose 5 points, along with a Sambur deer and an extinct flightless bird.
St. Hughes Granger.
Mauritius.
Mauritius is correct, yes. So you get a set of bonuses, St Hughes, on Scotland. In each case, give the council area whose name corresponds to the following. Firstly, a title of Norse earls, including Sigurd the Stout and Magnus the Martyr.
Jarl.
No, it's Orkney. Secondly, the city that is part of the title of the 19th century Prime Minister George Hamilton Gordon, who involved Britain in the Crimean War.
Wasn't Cardigan involved in the Crimean War? Wasn't there a dude named Cardigan who was involved in the Crimean War?
Is that a thing?
Skip it. Cardigan.
No, it's Aberdeen. And finally, in Shakespeare's Macbeth, Macduff was Thane of which historic county, now a council area?
Cawdor.
No, it's Fife. 10 points for this. In set expressions, what 5-letter word may precede coat, copy, house, passage?
St. Hughes Devesa.
Waste.
No, you lose 5 points. Passage, tongue and diamond.
UCL Allenson.
Blood.
No, it's rough. 10 points for this. In 1284, which Welsh castle was the birthplace of the future King Edward II?
UCL Rye.
Carnarvon.
Carnarvon is correct. Your bonuses are on managers of the England national football team. In each case, name the manager whose final match in charge is described. Firstly, a 0-0 draw in a friendly against Portugal in Lisbon in 1974.
74. It would be
Could be Alf Ramsey.
yeah.
Ramsey.
Alf Ramsey.
Correct. Secondly, a 0-0 draw in a World Cup match against Spain in Madrid in 1982.
Bobby Robson, no.
Yeah,
It's before him.
Is it called Winter something? Winter.
Winterbottom.
So it could be Greenwood.
No, that was before Ramsey. That was before Ramsey.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know.
Winterbottom.
Is that a manager?
I think it was. Wait, he was.
Go on.
Winterbottom.
No, it's Ron Greenwood. And finally, a 0-0 draw and defeat in a penalty shootout in a World Cup match against Portugal in Gelsenkirchen in 2006.
Yeah. Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Correct. 2 minutes to go, 10 points for this. Which country's national cricket team became a test-playing nation in 2000 and beat England for the first time in October?
Use your Allenson.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is correct. You get a set of bonuses on 12th century authors. In each case, give you the place name primarily associated with each of the following. Firstly, the history of the kings of Britain, a somewhat fanciful chronicle by Geoffrey of which town in Wales?
Monmouth.
Monmouth is right. The history of the English people is by Henry of which town in eastern England?
Norwich.
Canterbury's probably more.
In East England. I think Norwich could be.
Norwich is good.
Same thing.
Norwich.
No, it's Huntingdon. And finally, the deeds of the English kings is by William of which abbey in Wiltshire?
Ockham.
William of Ockham? Is that?
That's William.
Could be, but is that anyone to get an abbey in Wiltshire?
Mottisfont in Wiltshire.
Come on.
Ockham.
No, it's Malmesbury. 10 points for this. In atmospheric science, a Dobson spectrophotometer measures the concentration of what inorganic...
Use your doll.
Ozone.
Ozone is correct. You get a set of bonuses this time on chemists born in the Russian Empire. Working on coal gas derivatives in 1879, Konstantin Fahlberg was a co-discoverer of which artificial sweetener?
I don't know this one.
Come on.
Aspartame.
No, it's saccharin. Born in the Russian Empire in 1796, Karl Karlovich Klaus discovered which element, the last of the platinum group, to be isolated and identified?
Iridium.
Iridium.
No, it's ruthenium. And finally, noted for his research on aldehydes, who composed the tone poem In the Steppes of Central Asia and the opera Prince Igor?
Borodin.
Okay.
Borodin.
Yeah. Borodin.
Borodin is correct. And at the gong, St Hugh's College Oxford have 45, but University College London have 315. Well, I'm afraid you took a bit of a whipping there, St Hugh's, didn't you? But never mind, you're up against very strong opposition. But thank you very much for joining us. UCL, terrific, storming performance from you. She'll see you again in the next stage of the competition. I hope you can join us next time for the start of the second round matches. But until then, it's goodbye from St Hugh's College Oxford.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from University College London.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.